I had just finished a film called Choose Me for Alan Rudolph. I had a strange role in Choose Me. I didn't know quite what I had done. And prior to Choose Me, I had done some strange, like commercials, and I had done this really strange movie called Quest for Fire. So Quest for Fire meant nothing to my career because aside from being naked and not speaking English, I'm covered in goop. So I've got this stuff on, and so nobody knew who I was. So it didn't help my career at all. I mean, it was one thing that it did well, that was good. My name was, smeared all over Quest for Fire, and I had good reviews, but then that's it. It's a very short memory, and people don't give a crap about cavemen. So I was unknown and actually struggling to get work. And I was a young mom. I was not married. I was a young divorced mother, and I didn't have any sort of financial support from the father, so I had to work.
Yogi.
What?
My name, Yogi.
So then when Aaron came up, and I went in and met with them, he seemed like a hippie, cool guy, these Chicago guys, and I liked the script. It was kind of fun, and then the idea of riding motorcycles sort of turned me on.
Looks like you're over the line, Bert.
Are we? Gee, that mook killed Bob.
What?
Shut up.
Is he Clipper?
No.
Aaron was really a delight because he, first of all, was very verbal. Jean-Jacques was irritating to me because he never cast me in the role. I ended up doing the role because the producer wanted me. Jean-Jacques went all over the world trying to find everybody else and ended up landing on me, but I never officially, he never said, you have the role, you are Ika. He just was like, fine, she can. It was like the worst experience. And he ended up apologizing like 30 years later. And then I worked with Alan Rudolph. I don't even think he liked me either because I think Shep ended up casting me. So he inherited me. And I'll just say this for young actors starting out. It's best not to be pushed on to people. It's best for them to discover you, because I think they tend to be a little bit kinder, but when people inherit actors or inherit casts, they get a little bit cranky about it. So I think also with Alan Rudolph, there was a little bit of like, okay, fine, who is she? So when I did the role, I was kind of flying blind, and if you watch Choose Me, I'm not really sure what I'm up to in that movie. It's one of those things where I watch it and kind of in pain, because I know pretty much I have no idea what's happening in the scene. So by the time I got to City Limits, it was like, wow, this is a character, this is a part, I can do this. This is beginning, middle, and end. Yogi does this, Yogi's in a gang. She cares about, the end of the world. She cares about the John Stockwell character. So there was a little bit more to do. And then, Kim Cattrall, I didn't really even focus on her that much. My thing was that I was in the gang.
I thought I'd give you guys another chance. What happened?
We had a turn with the DA.
Yeah,
oh, you should have been there.
How did you do?
He did pretty good.
Didn't I tell you?
I thought it was high concept with our outfits, and I knew it was going to be, they're going to put a lot of effort. It seemed like a pretty safe bet. And it's always a turn on for some reason for us actors to do stunts and to ride around on motorcycles. I mean, it's like the greatest thing ever. If you think of the time, the era, it was, fairly early 80s. And so we were still, I think, in the afterglow of Easy Rider. We shot all of it downtown LA, which was cute because it wasn't quite as Day of the Dead with all the homeless. It was actually kind of sweet. 30 years ago, it didn't have as many people on the streets. So we shot in the industrial part of downtown LA all night. The one bit of information, if you want to know a film lore story, is the art directors built these shields, if you notice, on the motorcycles. If you really think about it, a metal shield that's cut out on a motorcycle is the perfect thing to have your head. You could become decapitated if you had accidents. And it wasn't till halfway through filming that I think it was Daryl Larson that's said to me, or to all of us, you do realize if any of us crash, we're probably going to be decapitated because these things are so, it's really a deadly thing. It was just for the look. So we were basically riding around in death machines. And it could have been one of the scariest films. And it really was, because I know at one point I went down on my motorcycle and my instinct was just to hit the gas. So as I was sliding down, because we ran around at pretty high speeds in packs, and I hit oil or sand and my bike went down, and instead of totally spazzing out, because I hate to crash, I hit the gas and it caught caught the cement and righted me up. And my stunt guys were riding behind, like there were stunt people around me. They came up to me afterwards because I take off my hat, my hood thing, and they saw it was me and they're like, oh my God, we thought you were the stunt woman. That was like amazing. Because I went around, started to go down, came back up. And they said, how did you know what to do? And I was like, I didn't. It was all instinct, It's like a spidey sense. Bonk. So of course you get the gas.
So what? So I'm stuck here.
Dialogue wasn't necessarily what was written on the page. So I remember there were a couple like awkward, when we were at James Earl Jones' house, we had to figure out like sometimes like our exchanges, and we weren't that good at improv. So I remember like having sort of tense days with the cast where we were trying to figure out how to make it real.
Is there anything living in here?
How do you make a post-apocalyptic thing real? Well, I guess you try. So that would be the only time that I thought that we were ever like kind of out on a limb. And Aaron being sort of, a natural Chicago hippie guy and kind of like, okay, you guys, what do you want to do? That was the only time where I think I maybe might have been a little cranky with him, was like, guide us, like, what are we supposed to do here? You can kind of tell because we're kind of lumbering around the scene, looking amazing, but what are we doing? But, and I love James Earl Jones, and all the scenes with him are kind of fun because, he is Darth Vader. I mean, that's like, that rocks.
What's that? Albert? Leland?
Although he's wearing a long underwear in the scene. And I remember looking down at his package and saying to myself, oh my God, I think I'm looking at Darth Vader's deck. And it would be like, so you can't get too embarrassed or that flustered when this geezer, because he was a geezer to us at that point, comes walking out of the house as his character in long underwear, and all I'm looking at is this package, so it kind of took away the mystique.
Damn, boy, I told you to find adventure. I didn't say drag it home.
He's always going to be Darth Vader. I don't care how many Othellos he does. I don't care. And then I worked with him again on Soul Man. And that was more like, Sir, because he should be a Sir. That was more Sir James Earl. And I do love and respect him, and I hope if he sees this, and I'm talking about his penis, that he doesn't get upset. So after City Limits, it was straight into Beat Street. And the trick was Beat Street started, they wanted me in New York on a plane right as we wrapped on City Limits. And then from Beat Street, I did Commando, and then the rest is sort of history.
Get away from him.
He's lost a lot of blood.
Shut up.
I can stop the bleeding.
There's nothing wrong with him.
Yogi.
I made the movie and then was off working, and I never got a chance to see it. So I have to confess, you Mystery Science Theater are the people that introduced City Limits to me. And I loved it. I laughed so hard when you were making fun of us, and I was thoroughly thrilled.
So the kids threw Sonia out and took over the running of things themselves. The Clippers and the DAs were joined, and the city was in the hands of its own.
All I can say is that I look back at that person that I was, and I want to go, honey, can I hug you? You're gorgeous, but life is kind of hard. It was hard for me. I was a working mom and single at that. So it wasn't a light, fluffy time. It was more like, okay, we're working on this movie. Okay, let's do this. And then it was boom. So I was just a mule, like working hard.